Hi, I'm Malcolm Wong, and my first question is, how did I wind up in Tokyo? The short version. I was born in Baltimore at the Women's Hospital, which is now the dining hall for the Maryland Institute College of Art, where coincidentally both my boys graduated from. Lived in Baltimore and Towson for 6 years. Moved to the greater Boston area in Lincoln and then Wayland, graduated from Wayland High. 2 years at UMass Amherst, and then I moved to Hilo College on the Big Island and then got my master's in fine art in sculpture at UH Manoa. Got married, had a kid, and the next year we moved to Osaka. Um, did a bunch of stuff there. And we're on to question two, which is how my wife Junko and I got going with the Blythe dolls. And when we got to Tokyo, we were teaching graphic design, video, modeling, writing for magazines. And Junko helped set up a show with museums in Japan, Hara Museum, and galleries and museums in Honolulu. And we had a crossings exhibition, which led to connections with artists and designers and art directors. And that turned into an agency to represent illustrators, foreign illustrators in Tokyo, in Japan. I was doing music videos, and this was kind of a boom time in Japan, in the world, really, right before the first Gulf War. And we were able to get some seed money for that business. And we worked with some British people like Neville Brody, Jamie Reed, Malcolm Garrett, Fabian Baran who's doing Harper's Bazaar, Anton Corbin, photographer and director. And we did those activities for about 10 years. And then in 1999, we opened an office in New York. We had a show at Zaka in Manhattan, and a photographer showed us some pictures of Blythe. Junko recognized that Blythe would be popular in Japan, and offered to put up an exhibition at Parco, which we had a lot of good connections. We were doing a lot of the promotional work, TV commercials and promotions. And when we made the presentation, they said, hey, how about you try for Christmas 2000 for the Image Girl? And Blythe won that competition. We made a 15-second commercial that just exposed Blythe to Japanese audience, and they were like, where can I get this doll? And this doll was made in 1972 by Alison Katzman for Marvin Glass, sold to Kenner, 1 year on the shelves, and was gone after that. And so from 1972 to 1999 was basically only known to doll collectors. So we rebooted Blythe with Takara before they became Takara Tomy. And it's been 20 years of Blythe, of 20 years of love of Blythe. And it's been a really fortuitous ride. We are very thankful for that. And question number 3, you are involved in so many projects. Can you tell us about them and what's coming up? One of my screenplays won Best Action Adventure at Screenplay Expo in LA, and I got representation, and one of the awards was to adapt this screenplay into a graphic novel. And the story is called Dog Eaters. Mankind failed to transcend the petroleum age. 175 years after the die-off, the Black Dog Clan makes its way down the trade route between the casino cities of the American Southwest on their way to establish their own city on the Gulf. And this was a 200-page graphic novel and also a screenplay, which hopefully will be made into a movie sometime. Who knows? It's sort of a Mad Max meets Little House on the Prairie. It's a family story. And the indie publisher, Dable Brothers, had adapted George R.R. Martin's story. It's sort of a prequel to Game of Thrones. It's called Hedge Knight. They'd gotten big in the indie comic world. And they, said they would offer to make 6 issues and then combine them into a graphic novel. They never made the first payment to the illustrator. So I took over the production. I've maintained ownership of this property. And it will be coming out very soon again, after many incarnations, different ones, Sea Lion Books, Media 1111, and now it's going to be coming out through Anyone World, ASAP. This is a UK platform. It's going to be digital and print. And I have another screenplay called Sacred Profanity, which has won a first place and has 9 or 10 finalist awards. In a dystopian near future, a journalist investigating the assassination of a spiritual teacher must elude the death squads of both the UN peacekeepers and the divine faith to find and reveal the truth and witness the resurrection. And this is sort of a, it's won some awards, but no nibbles. Maybe it's not woke enough. We don't know. So another of my projects is an aquaponics based farm in Maui, where we have a residence since 2013. And aquaponics is like hydroponics, but instead of adding nutrients, chemicals to, grow your plants, we use fish. Fish, their poop is broken down by bacteria to make the nitrates. You do have to add a little calcium every once in a while, but it's sort of a self-sustaining system. And this is kind of like, as you can tell probably from the things I'm writing about, is that I'm concerned about what direction of the way the world is going, and in preparation rather than just going to some demonstrations and waving some signs around. It's a small effort to make a self-sustaining, self-sufficient situation for a community. And I think that the world has reached a tipping point, and there will be a time when the ships stop coming in to islands like Maui, like Japan. And you can see from the recent container ship that blocked the Suez Canal how fragile this system really is. That is a very seemingly minor thing, but if you plug up a place like the Suez Canal or the Panama Canal or some choke point, then things can start cascading out of into trouble. Another thing that I'm doing is in Tokyo, because I'm mostly here, is growing worms. So it's verma composting, which is reducing the amount of nama, or raw vegetable garbage. And also, because of the pandemic, I stopped blowing glass in February 2020, and that has sort of inspired me to reboot my martial arts studying, training, and just happens to coincide with Asia Bassing, which might be, it's a good thing that I've restarted this. It makes me feel a little more confident about things. Okay, well, thank you very much, and hope to see you soon.